Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the Odyssey Podcast with your girl, Word Justice. You guys already know. You guys haven't heard from me in a couple of days because I've been quite in between things. My son graduated from junior high school, and then my other son's birthday was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So we representing, the Gemini Cancer wave. Welcome, Genuine Artistry. I always appreciate when you pull up. And you guys know, like I always say, I come through, I talk about certain things that I find that may be intriguing to me. And one of those things, as you can see in my title, a meth head, right? The reason why I named my title a meth head. Hi babes, hi babes. Let me drop my link real quick before I do anything else. So that way, if you want to pull up on me, you can definitely pull up on me. I know we be busy, so I already know how it is. Oh, let me make sure I do that again. I already know how it be sometimes. Oh, welcome. The First Lady presents Auntie's house. Hey ma, hey ma. Yes, I'm gonna share this link real quick because I know people be wanting to pull up on me, and I always appreciate the pull up all day long. Yes, so like I was saying, as you guys can see, my title is says a meth head and a story. And I'm gonna get into what the story is about because a lot of times, since I've been running through these YouTube streets lately, I've noticed that there's been certain um topics to come up when it comes down to race and not understanding the word history, which means his story, which means you have to figure out what your own story is because history is his story that was given to us. Okay. So that's basically how I'm gonna break that part down as we dive deeper into that. And a genuine artistry is here, and I'm sure she's gonna have a lot to into this because I've been hearing a lot about Puerto Ricans being white. Girl, I will get into all of that. But first, let's start off with a meth head. Ma, you didn't hear me say hi, Ma. The first lady presents Auntie's house. You already know that's my mom in the building, always showing her love and support, and she's on the job. Y'all already know she's on the job, still showing love and support, and I appreciate so much because I've been out of the loop, out of the source, and I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm more focused than ever. So, like I said, let's talk about it. It's been a lot of discussion people who have addiction to drugs. And what I don't think a lot of people realize is that you cannot force anybody that may be struggling with drug addiction to do anything as far as change and bring in sobriety into their world until they're ready for it. You can talk as much as you want, but when drugs come involved, it alters the mental. So now you're always chasing that first high that you got that made you feel euphoric all the time. Now we have people that are enablers. Yeah, yes, I did. Yes, I did, but I couldn't type right away on a plantation. Yes, you already know, Ma, on that plantation. But my mother will soon be off the plantation, so stay tuned because she got a lot of great things that'll be coming up, especially for the YouTube. She's on Beagle. She does ladies' night. She does karaoke. She's such a multitasking individual that I don't even know how she does it. And in between time, I don't even know how she gets sleep. God damn it. But with that being said, I'm telling you, the first lady presents Auntie's House NYC. Go check her out and just subscribe because I'm telling you, she's about to come and drop some heat over there. She's definitely going to be dropping food for thought. And also, my girl, Genuine Artistry. Well, let me not even call her a girl because I like to call myself a girl sometimes. So I'm going to call her the Earth. The Earth, Genuine Artistry, aka my auntie. Do me a favor, go subscribe over there too. Whoever's going to see the video come in or view it, however it's going to go. I know that you guys are going to enjoy every moment because it's going to leave you with a message at all times. Now, with that being said, I wanted to go back into what I was saying before. A lot of times we don't realize how we enable people with drug addictions. And like I said before, you cannot force anybody that may be suffering with a drug addiction to stop and go into sobriety because it has to be something that they want for themselves. Nobody can't want something more for you than you want for yourself. Within saying that, I was coming across a few things that I found bothering, just bothersome, because it just shows the mentality of where we still are when it comes down to our people. Now, a lot of our people don't know where they came from. So they definitely don't know where they're going. And so a lot of people, you realize, they talk out of their ass, right? What I want our people to do is, before you talk, think about what you're going to say before you say it. It's very vital. It's unhealthy to speak before thinking about the words that is about to come out your mouth. And 9 times out of 10, that's why they assume that all Black people are ignorant. A part of that is also research. Do your research. Come well prepared to go into an understanding to speak on what you did research on. You cannot speak on something if you did not go and do the research on it. Okay, for me, I'm saddened because it's a lot of older people that have platforms, that have drug addictions, that honestly, in my opinion, should not be preaching or trying to teach anybody until they are fully, how can I say completed, until their mission, until everything that they needed to do for themselves is fully completed. With that being said, I'm gonna just give you guys a little breakdown on meth, okay? Because I don't think, like I said before, a lot of people are knowledgeable on what meth is. And just like when they're not knowledgeable, they'll speak certain things and they'll just be like, what are you talking about? Go do your research. So now, for instance, what people don't realize with meth, heroin, cocaine, crack, LSD, you name it, right? Those particular drugs do not stay in your urine for a long period of time. Neither does it stay in your saliva for a long period of time. So that means you could become undetectable within 3 to 4 days. Now, a hair sample, and you want to hear something else also, just to let you know, those particular drugs don't even stay into your bloodstream for a long period of time. Okay? So it's basically your hair that can really determine how long you've been smoking, or, and if you are still smoking these particular drugs or taking these particular drugs in whichever way you may consume it. Okay? The first lady says, until they have mastered self-love and knowledge of self. Yes, first lady. And when I tell you, I came across this video and I was just stuck, and it was like, this woman is suffering with an addiction, because she's really open about the addiction that she suffers with. But you want to hear something so funny? Her name, forgive me, is called Misunderstood. You understand what I'm saying? So when you get the understanding of what her name even means, then you get she's still underneath, right? Because the person with understanding is far beyond, because you're already gaining to understand what that self-love needs to look like, because you're trying to gain what knowledge itself is looking like when it comes down to you as a self being, right? Okay, so I found that so funny, even hearing the name and learning words that I have to unlearn, right? I had to drag her yesterday. Oh God. I didn't even listen. I didn't even know about all of that. You got to give me a little rundown behind it, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. In all respects, I never dealt with that situation. And for me personally, the reason why is because I am a person like this. I am not going to sit back and try to combat something that I can't. Once I realize that you are dealing with a certain situation, you have issues that I can clearly tell that you have issues, I ain't got no time for you. I'm not even giving you rebuttals. However, I will speak on certain things because I feel very saddened and also disappointed in our people on a whole that's enabling certain things and not realizing that yes, at the end of the day, you may like the fact that she comes up and she may give you something to view for the day that may be interesting, because I don't know what you're doing for the day. I don't know, but maybe whatever. And she be doing things that may be interesting. Maybe it's the wig. Maybe it's the way she talks slow or she itches, whatever. But you're looking at a person that has a problem. You understand what I'm saying? And then 99.9 of the people that are going to enable it also may be suffering with addiction issues too. You understand what I'm saying? But when you have a person that's able to come up and try to tell other people about sobriety in which you're struggling with, I don't and I can't get down with that, because I don't respect you not realizing on with yourself before you can actually reach the handout to somebody else. And what else is bothering is that the amount of people that can sit there and watch this type of shit is just like, okay, you guys are not really taking in consideration of the kids. Because at the end of the day, it's not even about her per se. She has children that have to live the rest of their life and that may struggle with certain traumatizing things. And when I say having a parent that has a drug problem is not an easy situation. It does take a toll on the children, whether you want to see it or you don't. Don't make me laugh right now, because I don't want to be up here cracking my head up over here. Miss Genuine Artistry. I can't. But I will tell you this one thing, Genuine Artistry, you got me cracking up over here. I will tell you this one thing though. When a person can lie about the hair that's on their head, and you as a viewer can literally tell the difference, if you can, because some people I guess can't, if you can tell the difference between real hair and fake hair, then how can you possibly sit there and allow a person to talk to you about sobriety when they can't even be honest about the wig that sits on top of their hair? Now, with that being said, my point of saying that is not to be malicious, but is showing you the base of the mental illness in which she has. And even with drug, any form, like I said, any form, the heroin, the meth, all of that tends to allow the brain to analyze things that may not be true, because you keep on telling yourself. And as long as you keep on telling yourself, that's when you yourself begin to believe your lie. Okay? Like I said, for me personally, I just wanted to come out to educate you guys a little bit on the meth. Okay? How does meth, how does meth detection in the system work? That's what we need to understand. How does meth detection in the system work? Welcome, Kane Tube TV. Welcome. I'm happy you pulled up on me. Listen to me very carefully, guys. Methamphetamines, also known as meth, is a highly addictive psychosis stimulant drug. It derives from antihistamine and produces stimulant effects such as a euphoric feeling, period. Similar to cocaine and other stimulants, it is estimated that about 33 million people abuse meth worldwide, with more than 150,000 emergency department visits. Okay? Every single the US. There are several factors that determine how long meth stays in a system, including the manner of consumption. If meth is swallowed, it will usually reach peak concentration within 2 to 4 hours, and it can last up to 4 days. You hear what I'm saying to you? When swallowing it, which is digesting it, it concentrates within 2 to 4 hours, and it could last up to 4 days. Now, pay attention. Marijuana stays in your system. First of all, marijuana stays in your fatty tissues for years. Okay? It stays in your urine for 30 days plus, depending on how hard of a smoker you are. But listen to how long meth stays into the system. Welcome, gray area. Welcome, welcome, my brother. Peace. Now, injecting, smoking, snorting, or even inserting meth rectum through your rectum has faster effects. But this doesn't necessarily mean that it will be out of your system faster than what the time frame is, which is fast enough. That's hence why a lot of mothers that get high and they go to the hospital and they go to the process of, they're not even getting prenatal care. They may go to get a sonogram, whatever, but they're getting higher for heroin, they're getting higher for meth and all of that. When it's time for them to make the baby, they only have to stay clean for a certain amount of time, which is basically a couple of days, and it's no longer in their system. And the only way to detect it is through hair follicle. Cane Tube TV said crack never kept them higher longer than 5 minutes. Well, exactly, Cane Tube TV, and that is why they keep chasing the high. Because once that high goes away, they're still chasing that high that they caught the first time, never realizing they're not going to get that same high the first time they did it. But that's what they're chasing. Okay, guys, let me go into a little further, right? The meth tolerance on top of that all depends on you. Okay. How is that metabolized, right? By the basic mechanism upon which it works, most notably, meth metabolized stays in the body for much longer compared to other stimulant drugs, including cocaine. This is because the liver, the organ that is in charge of the metabolizing the drugs, cannot fully metabolize the artificial chemicals that meth is made out of. For example, right? Cocaine is almost completely metabolized rather quickly, while a will stay unchanged in the body. In fact, when it comes to meth, the metabolism can remove 50% of the drug from the body in around 12 hours. This is much longer than cocaine, as the body can remove the same amount of drug in 1 hour. Only 1 hour. Do you guys hear this shit? Okay. And this is why I'm saying we have to know what we're talking about, and we have to be aware, because you could literally be looking at a person, they're saying whatever they're saying to you, but 9 times out of 10, you could tell an addict and you could tell when a person is still involved in taking those drugs. Now you can speak as though you know what you're talking about when you're speaking, because other people that you probably come around don't know about this drug. But that's why I say it's always important to get research on whatever somebody may be telling you. Now, let's go into it. As we know, how long does meth stay in the different parts of the body? The meth duration is a person's body highly dependent on the amount and frequency of the use. The longer a person intakes this drug, the longer it will stay in the system. There might even be some differences in people using artificial crystal meth instead of so called pure methamphetamine. Meth high length can be anywhere between 4 and 16 hours, but it can stay in various body parts for much longer. Some drug tests for meth can detect this substance even weeks after using it. Okay? All right. For instance, number one, your hair. Detecting meth in hair is a common testing method for a long term use. Meth can remain in the hair for 4 to 6 months. Sweat. Meth can be found in sweat for 1 to 4 weeks. Blood. Meth blood tests have shown that the drug can be detected between 12 and 24 hours after use. Saliva. Just with blood, you can find meth in saliva for up to 24 hours since the last intake of that person taking the meth. Urine. Meth tests have concluded that meth urine detection time is 2 to 4 days. Now, guys, with me giving you guys a little bit of that. And for those of you who are going to view my video, the reason why I am speaking on this and I'm giving you guys a little breakdown on what it is, because it's very important to know what you're looking at when you're looking at it. Sometimes, like I say, we look at things and don't really understand what we're looking at. And it's very important to understand what you're looking at and what you're listening to, because what you receive is on you to take the time out to go find out and research what is the truth, make sense out of nonsense type of situation. Like I said, I've watched, a couple of streams that I thought to myself, look at all these people in the chat. It has this woman sitting here, I'm not getting high. Oh no, I tested negative on my drug. Of course, you will test negative. You will test negative if you do it with your saliva, and it's been that 12 hours to 24 hours, and even with your urine. If you literally don't have to give nobody urine, you can keep yourself for 4 days, then you're good to go. You understand what I'm saying? So of course you could sit there and portray a fraud all day long. Hence why a lot of drug addicts, as far as females that produce children that end up in ACS, that's why I feel, in my opinion, those are the children that end up getting sex trafficked and etc. But you have people that will sit there and be like, oh yeah, she's negative, she's not a drug addict, but she's literally sitting in your face and telling you what it is. And then you guys sit there and say, oh, I want her to get help or whatever may be the situation. But understand something. The only way you could want somebody with a drug addiction to get help is if you literally starve them out. You have to starve them out, because as long as you play a host for them, they will continue to strive off of that, and they will continue to hide their addiction. And I'm going to say one and final thing when it comes down to that. Keep in mind, you could never force somebody to go and get clean. They have to want to do that for themselves. Pay very close attention to what people tell you, because they tell you who they are. Just listen. How can you bear two children and say that you're searching for love? The love that you have is the two children that you bear, because they are unconditional. See what I'm saying? Kane Tube TV said at the First Lady Presents Auntie's House. Indeed, sis, today's mathematics, wisdom, culture, and it's always good to hear and see my sisters building and adding on, expounding on that wisdom. Repent. Uh, Genuine artistry. All these people on YouTube with their fake concern for this broad. Meanwhile, they ain't been to the doctor in years. I mean, that too. You know what I'm saying? How about even just being your own doctor and taking care of yourself? Because at the end of the day, you can go to the checkup. At the end of the day, we know that the doctors is there to make money. Pharmacy, doctors, money, right? So we already know what it is, but they're not even taking the time out to doctor themselves. You know what I'm saying? To treat their bodies internally and outside good. You feel what I'm saying? But genuine artistry, I definitely wanted you to hit my link. Within saying that, I hope that people do take the time out to stop being enablers. I hope people take the time out to do the research when it comes down to a person that may be taking heavy drugs. Understand something, my people. It does mess with the brain. It does mess with the cognitive senses. It messes with a whole lot. You understand? That's why for a person to be to get better takes a long period of time. But that's why you always have to remember that no matter what, you will always be an addict. And it's not because it's a bad thing, but if you don't allow yourself to understand where you are and what you are, you will continue to live the lie that you're in. Period, point blank. And then comprehending people, places, and things. Period, point blank. So even when people say, oh, she needs to do a rehab, she has to want it for herself. She has to be tired. Period, point blank. Welcome, genuine artistry. Thank you for pulling up on me. Thank you for pulling up on me. And I like to go into depth with certain things, but this particular subject, really, I wanted to speak about, like I said, because the things that I see, it just boggles my mind. And as a people, we still don't understand why we can never move forward. We can never move forward because of the lack of understanding for each other. Genuine artistry, please jump right in.
Hi, Bookie.
Hi.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Peace family in the chat. Hi, love all of y'all guys. Again, much needed topic to discuss. Excuse my voice. Um, the breakdown of that you just did regarding, what I'm saying, the ingredients of of these drugs, and then what it does to the particular parts of the body. Um, Methamphetamine, pure methamphetamine is different. Crystal meth is what's out here killing these people. These people are addicted to that, and it's all chemicals. And if you see, there's plethora of videos and pictures of people that are on crystal meth and the shit it does to their bodies, their hair, hence the picture I sent you. The hair, their face looks like it's melting, craters in their face, teeth gone. They be up for weeks off of that stuff. Not days, weeks. They lose time. They be up for weeks off of that stuff. And it's chemicals, all chemicals. The meth labs, it be all chemicals. That's why they always exploded. But again, these different drugs, heroin, like you said, regarding chasing that first, they spend the rest of their lives trying to get that first high they will never get again. Especially heroin addicts. They'll never get that again. Cocaine is more of, because I did research, cocaine, marijuana is medicinal, period. We all know that. Cocaine is a mental drug. People wean themselves off of cocaine mentally. It becomes a physical addiction. Well, it's addiction, but it becomes a physical addiction when the crack is incorporated. Then it turns into I physically need it. We see people keel over off of heroin because they need it in their bodies because it's the physical addiction right away. But this person is crying out for help. This chick, I had to drag her yesterday, but whatever. You crying out for help and you using the internet to do it. And like you said, having two children it should be your reason for living in peace, not YouTube and not all this carrying on. You know what I mean?
I mean, ultimately, these people that even sit there should all be thinking, look, she's not in the right space. We can't sit here and continue to listen to somebody talk about sobriety that is still using,
Right.
okay, and always using the terminology, oh, I want somebody to love me. And it's so sad because you won't ever get nobody to love you. And the only love that you will get is those two babies. Because whether you messed up,
Right.
a drug addict, whatever, your kids love you no matter what because they are a part of you. The saddest part is you don't even love yourself enough to stop in order to give your children the love that they deserve, being that you have a girl child and being that you have a boy child. I don't get it, but you have people that will sit there and continue with the nonsense and then turn around and say, well, we can't do this. We always can't get on top because these people come and take our jobs and these people do this. You have to say, but y'all
You
not
going in and
paying
out.
attention to why things are the way it is within the communities, right? Even when it comes to the understanding of where
Right.
you are coming from. Hence why I said people need to understand their story, not history, because history is his story that was given to you. With that being said, genuine artistry, I keep on hearing the word Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican is a white race. Listen, people, understand what origins
Mm-hmm.
you come from. Have the ability
Right.
to do your research if you don't understand that. I always
Right.
keep hearing it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna drop something for you guys a little bit, and I'm sure that genuine artistry could definitely relate. Welcome, Puerto Rican 360. Welcome. And I'm sure you could relate and give some insight just being a Puerto Rican woman and black. So, let me just drop something for these people real quick. Puerto Rican began to produce cattle, sugar, cane, coffee, and tobacco, in which all the shit that we're using right now, which led to the importation of slaves. I'm going to say it again. It led to the importation of slaves from Africa. Okay? Puerto Rican bloodlines and culture evolved through a mixing of Spanish, African, indigenous Taino, and Carib
Mm-hmm.
Indian. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Period, point blank, people. Puerto Rican people they're not. I'm confused. So why you guys keep on putting them under the white race? Yes, you have some Puerto Ricans that choose to, mark white because they may be high color and that's what their preference is. But they're not white. They're not Caucasian. They didn't come from the fucking Caucasus Mountains, people. Let's do our research. Welcome, Puerto Rican 360. What do you got about? Because I am so sick and tired of hearing the same thing. And if you go through, for those of you who may be Puerto Rican and don't understand, please go through and get your ancestry.com, whatever you got to go through to figure it out. I mean, for me, I prefer going to the library and
That
reading,
part.
understanding that Puerto Rican DNA is makeup, Spanish, African, Taino, and guess what, y'all? I was saving the best for last. Moroccan. Get the fuck out of here. Please do me a
And
favor.
and Puerto
Read.
Rican, the name Puerto Rican, because even though the earth has Puerto Rican and honey, she knows she Boricua. That part. It identifies with the colonization of the island when it became a U.S. territory. When Columbus so-called bumped into it, but he bumped into the 5 islands. The original name of Puerto Rico before was Puerto Rico was Isla de Borinque. That's where the Boricua come from, and it is. They were already original people there. So people who identify with Puerto Rican it's more than just that. But it's originally Isla de Borinque, the 5 islands Columbus bumped into. But
I'm just tired of people with the statement of, "Oh, you're not, you're Puerto Rican, so you white, you ain't black, you ain't." Listen, do me a
ignorance,
favor.
ignorance.
Do me a favor. Do your research. Even when you hear the word Negro, which people don't understand, nigger, nigga, all of that stem from the word negra. Negra in español, dique, is black. Coño.
Right, but you know what too, Jay? You know what too? A lot of people don't understand that in Puerto Rico, when they refer to you as el negrito, la negrita, okay, they're not saying it to be racist. That's
Mm-hmm.
actually a term of endearment because you might be a little bit brown. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what they're gonna call you. Just like in Santo Domingo, if you have blonde hair, they're gonna call you rubia,
Rubia,
which
rubia.
means blondie. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? It doesn't mean white woman or whatever.
Right.
It's a
Talk
term of
sis.
endearment.
Talk
All
sis.
right.
Mm-hmm.
When they call you negrita, negrito, negrita, ven aquí, negrito, ven aquí.
Mm-hmm.
It's a term of endearment.
Come
Okay.
here, brown
One,
skin.
two,
Come here, brown skin.
right. Two, all right. You people need to go back to fucking school. All right.
Right.
This is why when you go to fucking public school and they teach you about American history, but they don't teach you the right shit. All right. When a Puerto Rican or a Dominican or a Cuban goes and fills out an application and they ask you, what is your race, black or white? If you check white, you are an idiot
That part.
because you're not white. All right. I mean, it's ridiculous. I had a moron on here tell me that I wasn't black, that the only black that I had was a black dick on in my pussy every night.
Mm-mm. It's
And this
only two
person was
races.
and this
It was
person
And
was
this
a
where
black
and this is
this
where
was a black woman. This was a black woman said this to me. Okay?
and this is where the ignorance comes
ignorance.
from, because those are the type of people that
Ignorance.
honestly, they don't even know where they came from. They don't even know what they origin are. And the saddest part about a lot of our black people that don't comprehend certain things is that, let me stop saying black, god damn it,
Mm.
melanated. Guys, every time I say, because like I said, I'm always trying to unlearn these words that I've gotten used to the slang terminology. But what people fail to understand with the melanated people, the melanated woman, we create all different types of race. Okay. You could go to Jamaica right now and you could see a high colored skin man that looks Chinese. And guess what, guys? There are Jamaican Chinese out here. There's so many different
Facts.
origins that if you go back now and do your research, then you will know where you come from and where your origins stem from.
I've
But a
been.
lot of people are just talking based off of a word, and you don't even know where the goddamn word came from. And you
It's.
feeling some type of way.
We're
And you ain't
right.
feeling no type of way about the government doing all that the government is doing, making us want to take vaccines, having to wear goddamn masks. The freaking earth is opening up. The climate is going crazy out. Nobody's talking about shit like that, but you're mad at the word nigga. And
The
you
word
don't understand where it came from because you don't even understand where you came from. And this
as
is
an
what I'm
English
going to
major.
say again. As a melanated woman, understand something, whether you like it or not. You could be with a melanated man, and two of y'all could produce a white baby. Get it? But that's how
Yep.
powerful we are as women.
Yep.
But I'm tired of hearing a lot of our women speak and sound so uneducated because
Well,
you're not
let me
willing to
just let
give
me
us
just
knowledge.
let me just burst this bubble for everybody, right? The white man or the white woman or the light people, let's call them the light people, are a mutated, direct mutated gene from the brown gene, not the orange gene or the purple gene or the green one, the brown one,
You
a
get every.
mutated.
You get every
Y'all
color
niggas is
of the rainbow
mutated. Y'all
from.
niggas ain't got no color. Y'all niggas ain't got no protection on your skin nor your hair.
It's
Okay?
no
That's why
melanin
they,
detected. You get
right,
every
no
color
melanin
of the
detected.
rainbow from the original man. The only thing you get from
That's
somebody
right.
white is another white motherfucker. At the
And
end of the day,
that's why they fucking they test everything on them first
first that
and
part.
then us.
That's the biggest secret. The secret covenant tells you
Mm.
that that we shall never find out that they come from us. But 5% is we know where they come from. It's only two races. You are the original or you are non-original. Everything else is an ethnicity or a nationality. You
Mm.
get they have you thinking that vitiligo is a skin disease. It's not. It's a nationality. So is the albino. So is the Papua New Guinea, the Melanesian people from Papua New Guinea with their blonde hair, brown skin. This is what comes from the original man. It's only two races. When we use the word black in terms of the black man as God, yes. When it comes to everything else regarding government and policing, black don't mean nothing but death, and that's the problem under admiralty maritime time, which is time of the sea, the shit that they brought over here. Christopher Columbus was a pirate. He was a criminal that was banished from Italy. They sent him on his journey. He bumped
Yeah.
into
But
the
yet you
five
got these
islands,
people,
not America.
you got these people that will still sit there and tell their children because they're not knowledgeable and still giving their children his story that was given to you as your own. King Tube TV and Gray Area, I see y'all and I hear y'all. Y'all are so right with everything that you guys are saying. And believe it or not, that's why I always try to bring light to certain things that definitely needs to be spoken about. And like I always say, even if it's one ear, two ear, three ear, even none, because even if it's none, it's me, myself, and I. And I'm always, feeding myself food for thought. It is what it is. But I always like to have in depth conversations and be knowledgeable on certain things when it comes down to where we're at as a society and what the continuation looks like. You know what I mean? I was just telling my child, nothing must change. Guess what? Them Jordans that you want, I had them shits when I was little. They just brought them shits back. So what does
Right.
that tell you? Genuine
Everything recycle
honesty.
itself. Everything is a cipher. Everything
Yes,
comes full circle.
pretty
Even
much. Genuine
even in
artistry.
fashion. Hmm.
Could you guys do me a favor, Puerto Rican 360? I will be right back. Could you guys hold me down? And yeah, let's get more in depth with this conversation because, like I said, we need to bring awareness to what is happening. I don't know where Puerto Rican 360
She
just
just
went,
left.
but I guess
Hmm.
she just dropped off. But genuine artistry, I always love your intel because you always give food for thought. So please hold me down and please
Hmm.
keep on speaking because I just love when I hear your voice and you are speaking the truth.
Hmm. Yeah, well, we know what again, being identified, everything is a construct. It's corporation shit. It's part of a department or bracket in a building, quotation mark, in a building. There's only two races. I get tired of repeating that shit, but it's only two races. You either original or non-original. Okay? Yakub 600 years, right? Guard that part. Right. Aya likes propel. That part. So, oh, she got disconnected. All right, cool. So, I over here on the YouTube, that chick misunderstood. They've made her famous. They made her content. That's all it's about, is making her content. Well, she made herself content, and they making more content off of her. The more she keep going live, the more she keep carrying on. They're gonna keep first over in that toilet paper sector. It's always somebody. First it was Jazzy, now it's this chick. You know what I'm saying? But this woman is in pain. This woman need to get it together. But like my sister, Auntie's house said in the beginning in the chat, it's no knowledge of self, lack of knowledge of self, and self-love, self-worth, self-appreciation. Nobody want to take the steps and go on that trek to even achieve that, such as a life. But it's so many people. We come from the greatest civilization as in the original man and women. The Alpha and Omega, mother civilization, father civilization, because without us, there would be no civilization. They would have to create a fake one. Period. So these people of color, we come from the greatest, but they at the curb when it comes to mentally knowing or even physically going in to find out who they are. So for me, these niggas, and niggas is a adjective, it's a descriptive word. I'm an English major, I have a bachelor's in it. It's a descriptive word. It's describing lazy ignorance. It doesn't apply to people of color. People of color took that in and carried it with them on their travels to where it's in their DNA, to where you in your feelings if you hear somebody else say it. It does not apply to your skin color. Our ancestors embraced that. They owned it. So when I say niggas, I'm not talking about people of color. When I want to specify people of color, I'll say that after I say niggas. But at what point do we as a people realize the common denominator is there's no knowledge of self? It's essential. It's key. Now, 120 ain't for everybody, but having knowledge of yourself just in your origin is important.
You absolutely right, Earth. That's
right.
why people act
baby.
the way they do.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have any knowledge of their self, where they come from, their family legacy, and those type of things. It's very important to know that. Like me growing up here in New York City and going to school in the public school system, I really didn't know a lot about my culture until I went to college. And like my family, unfortunately, they chose to act, if we want to say, the white way. They got very whitewashed when they came here to United States and things of that nature. So our culture, yeah, we kept certain traditions, but things that I needed to know about history, I didn't know because they never spoke about it. And when I went to college, my professor that was teaching Puerto Rican history 1 and 2, he was actually a very, 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 very old man. He was real old, and almost 100, close to 100. But he was around during all the political faction of, when the American government was abusing our people and things of that nature. And it was very interesting to learn how disgusting this American government is.
Right, because Puerto Rico is its own island. You are absolutely correct, 100%. It's its own island, own entity.
That's right. It's like you said, we are Boricua. We are not Puerto Ricans. Puerto Rico is a name that Christopher Columbus gave us, meaning rich port. Because when he ran into us, he saw that we were
resources.
Right, we in abundance. We had it in abundance, especially coffee and sugar cane and tobacco.
And oil, and oil. That hurricane, that
And
last
oil.
hurricane that happened out there, they found out the intel I came out with. They was down over there digging in the ground for oil they found.
Yes, yeah, they were doing infractions. That's right. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what was causing the island to have earthquakes.
Right. They was digging for oil where they
Okay?
wasn't supposed
Because
to be
ain't
digging
no
for.
island. Right. Listen, people, if you guys need to really understand, is no island is supposed to have an earthquake.
That part.
Okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Haiti was not supposed to have no earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But how did Haiti have an earthquake and Dominican Republic that share the same freaking land
Didn't.
didn't?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Come on now, people.
They over there with them underground tunnels for them children under there and all that carrying on. But
Exactly.
you have just the history of Puerto Rico, and like you said, the natural resources that they found out that the island had in abundance, and because of that, it was colonized and turned into a U.S. territory. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. It's not a state. It's a U.S. territory. So is St. Bart's and St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands, is U.S. territory because of the colonization of it. They
Right.
don't
And
have
it's,
they don't
they
have
just
their own
they want to
sovereignty.
use us.
Right.
Mhm.
That's all that is.
That
That's all that is.
we're not good enough. We're not good enough for them to make us a state. But that we're good enough for them to use us.
Right. That whole entire part. Meanwhile, out of all of these countries in the southern hemisphere, the one country that is sovereign and is their own entity was Haiti. They were the first to have declared independence before they declared it over here.
Right. Why
Before
do
the
you think
Declaration of Independence, it was Haiti had their shit declared way before that.
Fidel Castro never wanted to turn in his island? He knew what he was doing. People
Mm-hmm.
can say
Definitely
what they
did.
want to say about Fidel, but
Right.
guess what? He kept his people safe from the American government. All right. The American government, all right, in the 1940s, around the 1940s, when Planned Parenthood was already in play, they went around knocking on women's doors on the island
Mm-hmm.
and forcing them to have hysterectomies. The American government and Planned Parenthood forced 5,000 Puerto Rican women to get hysterectomies
Mm-hmm.
because they said that we made too many children. Okay. And my people fought and we fought and we fought to overturn that.
Right.
And we did.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys keep bigging up this American government and running out here and doing what they telling you to do with all these injections and vaccinations and all of this and that. Go ahead and see how far it takes you.
Right. They choosing that. And that's what the lineup is about. Because these vaccines, there ain't no COVID. We know what COVID really is. Okay. But these people are volunteering to take part in a medical experiment. And that is how they line their own selves up. It's not
Mhm.
mandatory. It's not law. It was never mandated. They threatened to mandate it, but they could never mandate something that is constitutional or unconstitutional. We are a republic now. Ain't no more government. If the power has been returned back to the people, and these niggas don't even know it. They economically are turning this country back to the people, and these niggas don't even know that. Hence, your birthright being claimed and redeeming that birth certificate for all those hundreds of
That
millions
shit
of
is sad.
dollars.
But that's sad. But that's what bothers me so much because look at what you're saying and the things that we really need to be aware about and do research on so that we could understand where we stand and what belongs to us and get it back. We are more concentrated on the bullshit.
Well, this is what was going on yesterday. It has been going on for the past couple of months just regarding these workshops that I be doing. People, it's lined up for you to claim your birthright. But this republic is not aligned, it's not having anything to do with that corporation and that satanic, all that carrying on and devilishment. It's a process to go through because you must understand in totality the freedom that comes along with this process. You are going through the process to establish us to redeem your sovereignty. You was born sovereign to this motherfucker. The birth certificate separated you from it. All it is a paper, a number to a motherfucking trust or bank account. They monetize your placenta after they discarded it too.
Yes, we spoke about that.
The freedom that comes along with this money, everybody ain't gonna have access to it. You think that they went through all of this, and I say the same things over and over again because it's not changing. It's just moving forward. They didn't dismantle this corporation to turn around and keep the same satanic people around, the same child trafficking, the same adrenochrome shit, the same welfare system and all that, to give it a new name as the Republic. No, we were a republic before that corporation came around. The
and
freedom. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Earth. I just want to just jump in real quick, and I'm going to explain to you guys in a minute also. Please understand that what I'm speaking on is for entertainment purposes only, and my opinion, along with my host, we all are here speaking based on what our opinions are and what we are allowed to voice. The reason why I'm saying that, because the video that I did, guys, I don't know if you guys remember the Southern Baptist churches, right?
Yeah.
They took my video. I don't know if somebody flagged the video or it was just taken through YouTube, but they said it was misinformation. And they said that I spoke on Trump, which I don't even remember ever speaking on Donald Trump in that particular video. And even if he did come up, he wasn't the main topic. And so they just took my video saying that I'm spewing misinformation. So if I'm spewing misinformation, no problem. I will say it's for entertainment purposes only, and it is my opinion in which I am entitled to and have the right to speak my mind, right?
You gotta put the disclaimer up. I'll send you the disclaimer from the disclaimer receipt. But if when you got the notification, did you get an email directly from YouTube? Did it say anything about community guidelines? When something comes and says community guidelines, regardless of what they saying they taking it for, somebody reported the video. Somebody from the
so
YouTube.
What I'm gonna do, because I'm not familiar with it, so I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, yeah, and I'll tell you exactly what it is.
And then you can let me know, because on the bottom it was saying that I could appeal it. So I'm like, but I was just so confused. So I was like, I don't know if YouTube took it or it was somebody who just flagged.
I'm gonna tell you something that happened. I'm gonna tell you through experience. If YouTube took your video, they would have took it while you was live. Misinformation while you live, they'd have snatched it, they'd have zapped you while you was live. They're gonna never do that. Somebody, if it says community guidelines, somebody reported the video and was petty about it. When YouTube takes your videos, they take the shit while you live. They do it to me all the time.
I believe it's that community. I believe it, but I believe it's that.
Yeah, send it to me anyway. Somebody from the community. But I'm gonna text you the disclaimer.
Thank you, because I was just like, I'm totally like, I was confused. I said, but I'm going to find out what is what. But continue, because like I said, however they want to receive it is still our opinions in which we're entitled to. And that's one thing you ain't going to take away from me. If it's able to appeal, that it was reported. Oh, thank you, Great. Thank you. Okay. That shit is crazy. And this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I could understand if I was out here twerking in a thong and smoking weed in front of the camera and got my babies looking all crazy.
They monetize that. They monetize that. They let that rock. This app and anything under Google LLC is on an indictment. I'll send that indictment to you too. That's why I tell people, well, not people, you, me, people that I love that listen, transition, that you can use YouTube for now. Don't monetize shit with them. Don't partner up with them. Don't do nothing. They on an indictment. There's other domains. You can create your own domain, your own website. You know what I'm saying? And that way you are the sole controller of what goes and comes and who goes and everything else. This shit is on an indictment. Anything under Google LLC, Google Drive, YouTube, everything, Google AdSense, everything that goes under Google, the Google search engine, all that shit is on an indictment. It's on a civil indictment.
The other way.
It's on a civil indictment and a criminal indictment. That part. The criminal indictment was taken from Southern District Court of California and moved to Guantanamo Bay, hence why all them people being executed. That's on that particular indictment or have been.
Even with speaking about it, but and like you said, I mean, this should be so crazy, and it's so sad that enough of us can't even get the bigger picture. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, Gray, the weed is legal, but that's the type of shit that people want to see. K2 TV, once people realize that the church is in them, they will be all right. Church, you are the church. The body is your temple. What, my brother? Go ahead now when you
Mm-hmm.
say it. Okay, you already know. Yes. What they monetize all the lowbrow smut because they deal in provision and subvision and don't want no truth to get out. And yeah, I like that's where I'm at with it because the amount of shit that I see, and I'm like, well, these people is monetized and all this, they got whatever people in their chat, whatever subscribers or whatever, but they ain't saying shit. They ain't saying shit, they ain't doing shit, and you ain't getting shit. So half of the times, for half of these people that tune into the bullshit, all you doing is getting a whole lot of air up in your brain because you ain't get shit. You ain't get nothing. You ain't get no freaking juice for your brain. You ain't get shit. So your brain is just thirsty. You just dried out like it. Shit crazy. Laugh out loud. Visit
Mm-hmm.
my IG. I be smoking. All right. I definitely listen. I wanted to go to IG also to promote my channel, but Earth, since you put me onto that, I might have to do exactly what you're telling me, and definitely gonna need your assistance with the
Of course, whatever you need, say no, say no, say with the.
big
That's
blunts
it.
for we. That you K2 TV, you know how we do it. That's all I listen here. You already know. You tell me what you want, but I feel like a part of me that ages as graceful as I do is because I smoke my bud. Period, point blank. And even boiling it to drink it for sicknesses and shit like that. You see, people speak on certain things that they don't know. And it bothers me when they try to compare marijuana to all these other drugs. Hence why I did that other live with the decriminalization. So once I decriminalize all these big hard drugs, guess what? Guess what happens? These niggas is gonna be robbing houses, robbing bags, phones, whatever they could get their hands in stores just to get high. Marijuana is not going to make you want to rob nobody because you need to get high. If you choose to want to rob somebody to get a bag of weed, that's because you want to and you're just a pure dickhead. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Marijuana would not allow you to starve your kids. If you're starving your kids for marijuana, that means you're just not a good fucking mother. That's just all that means. Yep, I spit positive vibes, though not slot of love. Laugh out loud and lots of love. Copy.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I feel you, and that's what we need. We need more brothers. We need more sisters. You understand? More aunties, because we need the older folks to begin to waken up. And it's a lot more folks, believe it or not, that's up. That's why I always get caught up with my older generation that are like-minded because they're always teaching me. And Genuine Artistry and K2 TV and Puerto Rican 360, the First Lady presenting Auntie's House. These are all people that are knowledgeable people that are older than me, that's seen certain things, that's still on their level of growth also and willing to share what I need to know to get where I need to be. I don't want to mess with nobody that's not fitting to help me elevate. You
Right.
understand? Or I
Mm-hmm.
help them elevate. It is pointless to me. And great, now me and you, as you know, my auntie, and I'm gonna call you Unc also, because for me that's just a form of respect. Y'all already know how I give it up. So Genuine Artistry and Gray, y'all already know when y'all hear auntie and Unc, I'll just separate it because I call K2 TV Unc too and Puerto Rican auntie. Y'all already know. So I'll work it out. But that's just
Mm-hmm.
my form of respect because you guys just give me a sense of enlightenment. And even though they're gonna try to do shit that, that's gonna try to make my platform fall, for me personally, I'ma always strive. Nothing can make my platform fall. You know what I'm saying? They knock you down once you come back again. And that's why I respect you so much, Genuine Artistry, because I see the games that they played and you keep coming back. You keep coming back. And that right there makes me feel that determination is always the key because once you're determined, you get where you need to be.
Right. They're not gonna play with you. You have come to your purpose. You've been chosen. These you also are familiarizing yourself with your gift. You have empathy, I could tell, and you're wise beyond your years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of these people be carrying on because simply your energy aggravates their fuckery and their demons. But as a 5%, we don't sit on knowledge, we share it. That would make us 10% if we did. We don't do that. But it's been programmed and passed out here that it's normal or trendy to be an ignorant motherfucker. Nah, we don't come from that. We don't come from that. And me, just as me being me, I feel weird just putting people or allowing people to dictate how I move. Nah, you're not telling me what to do. You're not telling me how to move, how to think. None of that. Nah, I can think for myself. A lot of people choose this path for themselves because it's easier not to see they lazy. The lazy shit gotta stop. You understand what I'm saying? But again, going into unlearning what it is that we've been programmed to learn and accept and adapt. You understand what I'm saying? They hit us with the hoodwink. Okay, so now everything is coming out, part of this great awakening for people to see what it is, for you to formalize your own. But that comes with having some type of knowledge yourself, not necessarily 120, but just knowing that you come from greatness. So anything under that, it won't not suffice. These people are cool with being porch monkey, bootlickers, devilishment, ignorant, facilitators, agents of chaos, COINTELPRO, anything that give them a buck. Meanwhile, that money they talking about and carrying with them is fiat. It's empty. It ain't backed by nothing. It's so much. These rabbit, and that's the frustrating part for me and others. I don't care about what nobody say about me. What's frustrating to me is that all this shit that they did, and I'm like, I'm pissed off, but not angry. I'm like, yo, and every day we find out more and more stuff to keep us from connecting with who it is that we are, greatness. And they envy that because here's the thing, they come from us, but they're a subpart of us.
Yep. And it's all about, like you saying it perfectly. Like everything you're saying, I can't even go back to even reiterate it no better than how you said it so eloquently. And even in the chat, just, came to TV and gray area, just y'all spitting that knowledge in the chat. Like this is what is always needed.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I feel exactly how you feel. Like you basically read it for me straight down.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly right now, for me, I cannot show a man anything. I cannot teach
Mm-hmm.
a man anything, right? As far as where a man will need to go or what a man should think about doing. Like I stay in my lane. I'm a female, I'm always stay in my lane as far as that goes. And so when I speak for our women to elevate themselves, because a part of us elevating ourselves is a part of us also elevating our brothers, our
Mm-hmm.
men, our sons. You get what I'm saying? It was a book that my mom had introduced me to. It's called The Sacred Woman, right? And it's by Queen Afua. That's how you say it, Afua. Okay. And it was something powerful by Queen. Let me just give you a little breakdown of how they presented her. Queen Afra is an extraordinary healer, teacher, mother, keeper of our legacy through sacred women. She has given us the sacred tools we need to live our lives in this history. I've just started getting into the book and reading it, and I'm going to finish it soon. I'm telling you, there's a lot of powerful things. One of the things that caught my eye was written by Erica Baidu, and she said, just when I thought I was alone, I found myself walking with a group of conscious women who were taking sacred steps and speaking sacred words. We were on our way to Queen Afra's global sacred women's village. Come with us. And she's
Mm-mm.
explaining that whole process of just going
Mm-mm.
and walking with other like-minded women, and it just gets deeper and deeper. But it's all about ultimately for my women healing the feminine body, the mind, the spirit, the soul. That's what makes us and makes us up to be actually who we are, but also that process of understanding what loving yourself is.
Right, they fancy that up. Erica Badu is a witch. She a high-ranking witch too, and she ain't no 5%er.
Okay,
when you hear those type of talks like sacred this and that, that's witch talk. Okay.
well,
And
for me,
no,
I'm
no,
gonna be
no.
honest with you.
You pull what you pull from it because that's what that you're supposed to do that because the discernment is sharp. You're a very, very smart woman.
And that's what the thing about me, right? Even with, because like I always say, right, you got to take the good with the bad with the good. The reason being because even through bad, you're still learning. And the
Right.
whole thing about evil is that at some point you may have to dive your foot in to take out what you need. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my
Like
whole.
Loaded Luck said, ain't it evil to live backwards? He took the word evil and turned it backwards. Ain't it evil to live backwards? And that's
That's it.
exactly it. That is exactly
That is
it.
it. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why for me, like I said, it's this book. It's more powerful when you understand what you're reading to receive. A lot of times I feel like people read with no understanding. When I read with the understanding of gaining tools that I need. Like I tell people, certain things I don't take. I take what I need and the best parts that fit that make up who I am as word justice. That's it. And that's why I just love you women, you know what I'm saying? And it was what the reason why I read it, and like I said, it was from her because she said the key pointers. You understand what I'm saying? I met women that were on this journey. You understand what I'm saying? And this is where you begin to understand that there are like-minded people that's on their journey of healing the feminine body and mind and spirit. So then, like I said, we could be great to where we could also assist. You know that saying, behind every black man is a strong black woman. But lately it has not been that way. And the reason why is because we have no way of understanding how to heal ourselves, starting with our body and our minds and our spirit. We have no understanding of that.
Right. You know, when it comes to just the wordplay, the word sister, you're supposed to assist your sister. That part. When
Period.
you're dealing with um people
Genuine artistry, you
narrative,
just broke up. Could you say what you said?
I said the word sister, word play on
Mm-hmm.
the word supposed to assist your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And when it comes to um what you were saying about teaching man everything, you are the first teacher. You can teach him everything. That part. But see, our role, our role is to complete the cipher. Man, woman, child completes the cipher. But you're supposed to be the voice of reason, the calm, the cold, warm, the warm current for him. When you're his reflection, be his voice of reason and y'all complete each other's peace. I see a lot of people out here searching for peace. You're not supposed to be searching for peace. You're supposed to establish it within yourself, and whoever you come together with, they're supposed to complete your peace, not be the sole reason for it, you know? And that'd be a whole lot of shit. So
Listen, baby, say that again. Like, you give me my paws done raised. What? What? You already listen. Like I always say, like I get chills when I just get deep in conversation, and the conversation always leads to such a powerful build. And I just want to keep on doing it, you
and
know,
keep
and
doing
this
it
is
and
what I
keep doing it.
enjoy doing.
If
Genuine artistry, like I said, even if it's only me in the building, I recognize that it's three people in the building, and that three people are me, myself, and I. And that
right,
was a jewel that my mom dropped on me. And because at first I used to come on, I'm like, who am I talking to? And she's like, why are you worrying about it? Got three people in the building. I'm like, what you mean by three people in the building? She said, you, yourself, and I.
right.
I'm like, oh
That's right. Three people in the building. Right.
yeah.
Listen,
And
if one,
so it's
like
real.
you said everything, just even, what it is that I do, I always say, it ain't about a number. Because if one person was in my chat, I would still keep on with the same passion, everything, because that one will turn it into many. And the same here with you. This is something that brings you joy. They say, oh, don't let nobody steal your joy. Nah, nobody don't steal that. You got to give it to them.
That whole part.
You keep on doing this. I got your back. I got y'all back. Y'all know that. Okay. But this is essential. Opening, sparking dialogues where people even spark a thought to even go and research or second guess or question. People out here, they will question if the bud you sell them is bud and not regular. but you don't question everything that has been done to you in your existence since the beginning of nigga. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Yes. And guess what? It's so crazy because as we know, common sense ain't that common.
Common, right?
And the first lady presents Auntie's house. You got me over here cracking up. I'm going to beat you, Ma. You
Yes.
said my family is
Family
better than
vanity.
yours.
That's what
And
that
you're
whole
going to
part.
tell me, oops, did I type that? I'm going to beat you, Ma. I'm going to beat you. just offense. Offense is
It's
taking,
taking,
not
not
giving.
giving. That whole part. Right. Right, sis. That's why I love
Listen,
y'all.
if
We
the first lady wasn't on the plantation right now, she would have been up on this panel and we would have been getting it in because she be having some stuff that'll be like make you think. And that's why I
Mhm.
enjoy this so much. Like I say, you guys just make me always think about things and always look at things from a 360-degree angle and never stay at 180. And that right there has been something that I always will continue to carry on. You don't see me a lot of times in your chat. I'm genuine artist because I may not type, but I'm
Right.
in your clouds.
I know you
I'm
are.
in your clouds.
I know. I know you are.
So you already know, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And like I said, just coming in contact with people and with women like yourself makes me know it's greatness out here. It's greatness
Yes.
out here. It's just far and few in between. But
Your
that's fine
energy,
with me
your
because you
energy is
attract,
everything. Your
right.
energy is everything, and your gift, your verbiage is what bothers people. This is something that I come up with shit on the top of my head. That's just the way my brain thinks. But they look for people to change the world. And I repeat this because it's a fact. I'm changing the world right now. We all have that ability. People just don't choose it.
Mm,
You change the world when you speak out of turn. And then I gave the example: a child, teacher said, educator in the classroom is talking they shit. Child stands up and says, "No, you're wrong. This is this and that." The child actually checked the teacher, right?
mm-hmm.
But the child gets in trouble because he spoke out of turn. They were being rude. There's no emphasis on the teacher being wrong and the child being correct. But
It
the
surely
offense,
isn't.
the child gets in trouble because he interrupted the class. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna tell you
Those who
something.
speak out of turn change the world. Keep speaking out of turn, mama. That's it.
You spoke up as you mentioned that. It's so crazy how you said that because my son Gabriel, you know, I try to make him understand, in life you're gonna go through people that really ain't gonna receive what you have to say, but that's all right. It doesn't mean that you ever stop. But my son experienced that while he was actually in elementary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher must have spelt something wrong on the board, and he was just telling her like, "Oh, you spelled that wrong." Now, my son, since he's just always been a bookworm, like up to now, he's still that way. You understand what I'm saying? So when he speaks as though people would interpret it as he knows it all, but he has an OCD when it comes down to people speaking and using words and they don't understand the definition or they can't spell it right. So that's one of his like pet peeves. So he'll go into a process of like breaking down the word in different syllables, like my son goes in. He's a Capricorn, y'all. He's a Capricorn. So as you know, with Caps, they
I'm a
go
Capricorn.
they
I'm a
go in.
total. I'm a Capricorn.
So they're gonna make you understand what they're gonna make you understand what you couldn't understand. If
Staying
you get
right.
what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
my son struggles with that from time to time, and I have to tell him, which is sad, like, you know what I'm saying, don't never stop being who you are, speaking in and speaking what you know, but be mindful that not everybody has an open ear to listen, which is fine, because those that you are going to attract are those are the ones that had their ears open, and that's like-minded as yourself. You only attract, you're a reflection of yourself, so you attract those people that are have similarities like yourself, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at it, they will never ever give our children, like you said, the awareness of, look, the teacher was wrong, and the teacher being able to say, well, thank you, Gabriel, let me correct that, and how did you notice, and get an understanding of why this child did what they did. Instead they want to send home a note, your child was being disruptive, spoke out deterred and being very rude, which allowed the rest of the class to act out of order. And you like, Miss, are you serious? Really? Oh my God, guys. I'm telling you, it's been a beautiful morning for me. And I know you guys could probably hear my daughter because she's going
Zori.
off right now. And I just want to take the time out to always tell you guys that I am so forever grateful for each one of you that come in and share your presence with me and come in and grace my panel with your presence, because it allows me to always go through the day, always allowing my mind to do research and just always keeping certain jewels tucked away to be able to talk to other people, young people I come in contact with. And trust and believe me, whatever y'all tell me that I took for myself, I do spread it out to the young people because they are our future. My daughter, my sons, your daughters, your sons, your nephews, listen, that's coming up. Uncles, cousins, they're the future. So I'm always going to be forever, ever grateful. And I appreciate for those of you who may come in the room later on to view the video. I would appreciate if you guys just take the time out to subscribe, hit the up like button, notification bell. So every time I go live, you will be notified. And like, this morning is so beautiful. The birds is chirping, the trees is green, the sun is out, y'all. So yeah, I'm feeling really, really, really good. And I always like when we are able to just touch base. I'm gonna definitely try to come back to have another conversation. I like to have open panels sometimes. I have my brother that will be coming soon. He plays for AAU. He's a great basketball player. I'm supposed to be doing an interview with him. So stay tuned for that interview because he's traveled a lot of places to play basketball. He is a great player. I'm also show you some of his trophies that he's won along the way. And the reason why I definitely am interviewing him is to let you guys know we got to keep pushing our babies. We got to keep pushing our siblings, whatever family members you have, keep on pushing them into what they love, what their dream is, and make them understand. Yeah, you gonna play for the team, but one in the process of you playing for the team, you gonna own that team. So yeah, he's gonna come on and give us love and love and love on why he loves the sport so much and how he even came about doing the sport. And he's been playing this basketball since he was 3. So stay tuned for Tay because he will be up in the building doing an interview with me. Um, Genuine Artistry, Kane Tube TV, Gray Area, First Lady Presents Auntie's House, Puerto Rican 360. All my other subscribers, because I don't have all y'all on the list. I appreciate all of you guys so much that's going to come in and check me out and do all of that. If nobody told you, I'm going to tell y'all. I love you guys very, very much. All right? Genuine Artistry, baby, go ahead and take it away.
No, you know I love you, Mama, Nisi. Just keep pushing. That's it. And I'm right behind y'all. Y'all know that. The old banter narrative is played out. People are waking up. People are changing their dynamic. They're changing their domain. They're changing how they eat, who they commiserate with, who they allow into their ciphers, because it is a spirit. People are being spiritually attacked. If you're not out here attached to any spiritual journey or even embarking on one, then you out here forever lost. But yeah, these dialogues, these conversations are needed. And it's sophisticated at that. Because you are wise beyond your years. I'm gonna always be here. That part.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. I feel really good. Like I said, I'll be back around, guys, but I definitely gotta take a moment and go deal with baby
Of
Zori
course.
because, of course, Zori runs my show, of course. But yeah, I love you guys, like I said, and thank you guys so much for just, giving me your time, giving me your presence, giving me your energy. A lot of times we give our energy and our energy just gets sucked and drained. And
They
I'm not
harvesting
here.
it.
There you go. And I'm always trying to give back energy, never trying to drain,
Right.
the energy. And the reason why we drain energy and how that happens is through negativity. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You know me. I'm always where I'm at and how I feel and what I'm doing and why I even started this platform and why I even come to speak to people, regardless if they listening right now or they'll listen later. But the main part is really honestly to probably catch the ear of somebody that probably could tell another person that needs to hear what I'm saying. And like I say, if you don't like the content, it's fine because not every content is for everybody. But you could tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, guys, please subscribe, hit the up like button,
I'm gonna
notification
share this when
bell.
I get off this because I can't share while I'm on this particular device, but I always share videos, so I'm gonna share
Yes,
this.
you do. I
Of
appreciate
course.
you so much. All the
Mm-mm.
time. I be seeing new faces. I'll be like, hey, they be like, oh, I mean, that's all
And it,
genuine.
right.
Hey, y'all. You know, I always appreciate that so much. Like, this is what I'm saying. It just takes one to another one, and the each one teach one goes down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because we
For
are
me,
first teachers as mothers.
that's it.
First, and your energy and the energy. When you were saying about energy harvesting, that is what it's about because we are energy. We are carbon melanated. We are made of 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons. We are energy. Hence, when someone transitions, we return to the essence of which we came, which is energy. And a lot of people are not tapped into energy. If they were to do the research and tap into it, then a lot of things will be solved. You'll realize why you act a certain type of way when a certain motherfucker come around, even if you're not around them. That energy, depending on if you are empath or not, that all the energy you feel everything if you tapped into it. Yeah, we are energy. We are supreme beings.
And I ain't got nothing left to say because genuine artistry said it so eloquently, perfectly. I mean, listen, that's why you gonna understand we are perfectly imperfect. That's what makes us so
So,
great.
right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, guys, I'll see you guys later on. And thank you. I'm
No,
grateful.
thank you. Gratitude. Gotta stop saying thank you. That's like a
That's what I was thinking about.
curse
Thank
word,
you.
curse word. Yeah, gratitude. Yeah, that's a bad habit we have. But
That
gratitude to you, mama. Gratitude.
gratefulness to you and all of my subscribers. And you guys have a blessed day, a blessed rest of the beautiful day. Take your time out to go outside. You know what I'm saying? Breathe in the air and
Get that sun.
always,
Get that sun.
yes,
That
and
vitamin D.
regenerate.
Right,
Regenerate.
regenerate. Because people think because
Yes.
they melanated, they don't got to go out in the sun. Hence why people of color have the most cases of vitamin D deficiencies than anybody white. That part.
Hmm. That whole part. And that's why we always got to regenerate. The earth is telling y'all go
Mm-hmm.
out, regenerate, and don't stick around energies that don't serve you because all they're going to be there to do is drain you. Yo, this is Word Justice, the Odyssey Podcast, Genuine Artistry, King 2 TV, the First Lady Present Auntie's House, Puerto Rican 360, Savage Royalty. She's on YouTube right now. Go check her out. Savage Royalty without the Y. We got Martyr the Smarter. I'm hoping to bring her to YouTube to also do an interview. I'm working on that. She is a financial guru, okay? Financial guru, this whole social media, everything. So hopefully I will be able to be getting an interview done with Martyr the Smarter. I'm gonna be working on that. But in the meantime, yeah, check out Savage Royalty without the Y. She's right here on YouTube. And when I tell you she's lit, it's called Just Face It. And she speaks about all different things that we need to be aware of. She also gives her opinion on things that we need to be aware of. And she's like minded like us. So I definitely know you guys are going to enjoy her. Y'all already know genuine artistry all day long. Got the intel that you need. I don't think you get the intel that she got anywhere, and the way she break it down in layman's terms for us to understand. Bless you. Bless you. Gratefulness, genuine artistry. Like I said, thank you. The Odyssey Podcast, your girl Word Justice. We will definitely be back on the map with something else to talk about. And like I said again, I love you guys. Enjoy. Peace.
Love you too. Peace, mama.
Peace, baby.